Mom.
Aren't you going to be late?
Oh, it's okay. Like it?
Mm-hmm. Who is he?
Nobody.
Mr. Nobody. I don't think I've met him.
Mom.
Well, Kit certainly never notices your fingernails.
Kitch. I've gotten to know Norman Harrington.
Well, why didn't you tell me? I hear he's a nice boy. And besides...
Oh, Mother, do you think his father's going to want him dating me?
Does he want to date you?
I think so.
Well, then do it.
I've never even finished high school.
Does that bother him?
It might.
What else might bother him? We all make mistakes.
Mother, what would he want with me?
Well, what do you want with him, Mom? Something better? Then go and get it. Get it, honey. Get what you want. But try to want the right things.
Okay, I've got the message.
I'm not very good at talking about
Oh, it's okay, Mom. No, I mean, it's really okay. I've delivered a few messages to myself. I only hope his father...
Don't worry about Leslie Harrington. If it comes to that, I can handle him.
Do you know him?
Sure, he used to come in here.
I didn't know that.
It was a long, long time ago. Almost too long to remember.
Now, they take everything seriously at Greenvale. For instance, one day I was sitting at lunch near two young psychiatrists, and the head psychiatrist walked by, and as he walked by, he said, "Good afternoon" to them. And one young psychiatrist turned to the other, and you know what he said? He said, I wonder what he meant by that.
No, you're kidding.
Of course he is. He told me that one years ago, George.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it awful?
Listen, I'm afraid it's time for me to get back to the office now.
Oh, gee. Betty, you got time for another cup of coffee?
Just.
Good. Allow me.
Thank you.
George, I'll be home early. I'm planning something special for dinner.
Good. Anything would be special.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Mother.
You know, this has been real nice, just the three of us. For a while there, I was worried. I thought we'd never be together again. Well, do you like working at the hospital?
I do.
Are you sure?
Of course, why?
Well, I don't know. I just never thought of my little girl as being cut out for nursing.
Well, your little girl never had to earn a living before, Daddy.
Yeah. Well, I guess she had to grow up, didn't she?
Do you mind?
You bet I mind. But that's just one of the things I'm going to have to learn to live with, isn't it? And I am going to learn to live with them. All of them.
I know you will. Well, what are you going to do this afternoon?
Me, I'm going to visit my favorite spot in the whole world.
And where's that?
The easy chair in the living room.
Golly, I better go too, Daddy.
Oh, dear. Well, you go ahead and I'll get the check.
Okay.
There you go.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Hi.
Hi.
I saw your father. I was going to say hello.
Why didn't you?
I don't know. I thought seeing me might upset him.
He doesn't upset that easily anymore.
Well, then I'm glad to hear it.
You know, he's been through a lot lately.
You all have. Strange.
Funny.
How things turn out.
Isn't it? You know, just a few months ago, Daddy and I were across the street sitting in your car. He asked me if I thought psychiatry would help, and I said yes, but well, I was just whistling in the dark. I hardly knew what psychiatry was.
I think you whistle loud enough. Where you headed?
Back to work.
Can I give you a ride? My car's just down the street.
No, thanks.
You know, it seems I spend half my life offering people rides.
That'll be all, Mary. Thank you.
Of course.
Oh, I forgot. While you were out, Mr. Anderson called. He wanted to drop by. What shall I tell him if he calls again?
Say you've been unable to reach me.
Yes, sir. May I help you?
You have a moment, Harrington.
Come in. You can close that, Marion.
Yes, sir.
Wainwright tells me you've dropped your case.
Yes.
Why?
Because I didn't think I could win.
Well, I commend your simple logic, though I was rather looking forward to taking the stand.
Well, I'm sorry to have deprived you of your day in court.
Spare me your regrets. You killed my sister, and whether it's in or out of court, I intend to make that fact public information.
How? By quoting from a diary you no longer possess?
I'll find a way.
Give it up, Hanley. Because you're quite wrong. I did no harm to your sister. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Just like that? A royal dismissal? Tell me, Harrington, do you think I'm some trusty retainer or perhaps one of your fine young sons?
Heaven forbid.
Well, that goes both ways. I've had my share of disadvantages in life, but at least I didn't draw you as a father.
You're a very arrogant young man, and you'll leave this office immediately.
You talk about arrogance? Leslie Harrington with his big house and his big cars?
Get out.
You enjoy ordering people around, don't you? Well, you won't be giving orders much longer.
You're all talk, Hanley. Empty, idle talk.
Oh, am I?
You're not a doer, Hanley. You know that, and I know it, too.
Now your boss is free.
But, Mr. Anderson, I don't think he wants to be disturbed.
Would you tell him that George Anderson is here, please?
Yes, sir.
George Anderson?
Yes, that's right.
My name's Hanley. Paul Hanley.
Oh, yes. I knew your father.
I've heard a great deal about you.
Is that so?
Mr. Harrington will see you now.
Good. It's nice to meet you.
My pleasure, Mr. Anderson.
Well, you might as well sit down now that you're here.
Thanks.
Drink?
No, thanks.
I need one.
Oh, I'll have some ginger ale or soda if you have it. Well, how are things, Les?
I should be asking that of you.
Oh, I'm in good shape now. It's wonderful what they can do these days.
You probably needed a long rest.
No, Les, I had some real problems, but I understand them now. I can control them. Thank you. I want you to know, Les, I appreciate your covering the hospital bills for me.
I was glad I could help.
Now, wait, let me finish. I want to pay you back.
Now, George.
Les, I can't have another man paying my way.
It was an agreement. Part of Betty's settlement for the annulment.
I didn't agree.
You weren't here.
Well, I am now. You and Rod got off mighty easy.
I think it was a very fair settlement, all things considered.
Do you, Les? Do you think it's fair for my daughter to be slaving away at the hospital while Rod goes off to Peyton College?
You might give your daughter credit for a little spunk and initiative.
I'll give the awards in my family, and I'll also pay the bills.
Be reasonable, George. You and Julie are going to need your money.
We weren't talking about Julie. Or were we?
I thought you said you'd gotten over that. Betty agreed to the settlement. Julie did, too.
I'll bet they agreed. I'll bet you got them to agree fast once you had me locked up in Greenvale.
George.
Oh, yes, you figured once Georgie Porgy was out of the way, it was open season again on the Andersons. You could break up Rod and Betty and have Julie all to yourself again.
I've had a very difficult day, George. I'm in no mood to coddle your delusions.
Delusions?
I'd hoped that you'd been cured.
I don't need your diagnosis, Doctor. Thanks for the drink.
Mr. Anderson, it's me, Paul Hanley.
Oh, yes.
I didn't see your car anywhere. I thought you might need a lift home.
Oh, yes. I'd like that. Thank you.
Preview from the continuing story of Peyton Place.
Connie, I'm going away.
Because of me?
Yes. If I go, at least I'm not complicating your lives.
There'll be a settlement in return for your letter of resignation.
You can tell him there isn't going to be any letter.
You don't give up easily, huh?
You ought to listen to me. You really should listen to me, George. Leslie Harrington was very interested in your wife. And enough, son. Don't get angry with me, George.